thank you both for taking the time to speak with me. I'd imagine it's been a bit of a crazy week. We're less than 24 hours away from the release of Phoenix. So individually, we'll start with you, Mona. Tell me, how are you feeling at the moment?
I feel excited and totally exhausted at the same time. You know, sometimes you wonder what am I doing? Is this logistics and economy work, or am I actually playing music? You know, we had so much logistics this week, and but it's fun, but it's been a lot. You know, we have been signing the vinyls and sent them to our web shop, and we have been planning this release party and all of the things that goes with that. And you know, it feels so amazing to finally show all the people what we've been working on this year, and uh, everyone that will hear the album, and also the people that will come to the release party, they all of all of the people that support us, they are like they are part of our history, and um, everyone that bought the album, they they helped us get on our feet, and they are forever in our hearts, and in our blood. Or what can you say that? They are part of the Gems history. That's what I wanted to say.
And part of the Gem's future as well, of course.
Exactly.
How about you, Emily? How are you doing at the moment?
I mean, Mona summed it up really well, but I mean, I am super excited, and it feels almost unreal that the day almost has come where we actually are going to release the album, because, you know, this whole last year that we've been through has been just a roller coaster of hard work and love and, all the emotions at the same time. And to finally be here, that we are releasing this album, it's just a really, really good feeling. But also, like, this week feels like everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, with all the logistics and planning. So yeah, we are happy but exhausted, and it's tomorrow is gonna be amazing, I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
It is a long and winding road to release, as you said. The build up, the drip feeding of content, the promotion, all of that. It can
Yeah.
be an enjoyable experience, while, as you said, a lot of work. But starting with you, Emily, what aspects have you found of the process of building into the release to be the most fun for you?
I mean, it's been definitely a big learning experience for us. I mean, everything we've done this year, building this band and everything has been, you know, nothing has been new, because we've done it before. We have released albums, we have been playing a lot of shows live, and we have been building brands before. But to do it this time with people that you really love, and that that you really truly are having fun with, and that you feel safe and respected with, that has been a new experience. That has, that's just amazing, that we can do everything again happy.
Well put, well put. How about you, Mona? What have you found particularly fun about this part of the process?
Mm, I think learning the music business in depth, because we really took our time this time to make everything right from the beginning. So, and now when we could restart, we had to restart, of course, but we also had the chance to restart fresh, and make very well informed decisions about everything. Everything from which record label, and what's good and bad about different record contracts. We really took the time um, to what do you say? We
Give it a lot of thinking and being careful with everything.
yeah, we förhandla. What's förhandla in English?
Negotiate.
Yeah, negotiate. We really took the time to negotiate and compared the deals with different labels. So and we did that with everything from labels to booking agents to merchandising, and so we did it right this time, and we now have a team that we are so comfortable with. We love everyone we work with, and they are true supporters for us individually and the band. And the people we work with now, they chose to invest their time and money into us, a new started band with no like track record and nothing, and they chose to work with us because they believe in us and what we are capable of. And I think that's pretty amazing. Instead of just going for a big name and you know you're gonna make money, like but they chose us with their hearts, and we're very honored, and it feels great now.
So while the Gems, of course, is the three of you, the wider Gems family is bigger and more diverse.
Yeah, we have the Gems family. A lot of people helping us and working for us and with us.
So, of course, Phoenix, it is your debut album. It is out tomorrow as of the time recording, which is the 26th of January via Napalm Records. I want you to kind of take me back to the start, if you can, particularly the vision that you may have had for Phoenix. Did you have a clear vision for what you wanted to do with this record?
I mean, pretty much. Even though we've had, we have been experimenting a lot with, fun effects, a lot of phaser and stuff, which has been really fun. But I mean, we were a big part of the develop of the sound in our previous band, Thundermother. The two albums, Heat Wave and Black and Gold, were both albums that, especially me and Guernica, were a big part of the songwriting. And, we wanted to, bring a fresh vibe into rock music, but, to make it sound a little bit more modern and, to be able to, breathe some fresh air into it, basically. And I think we've just like continued on that path with the Gems, and now we are also having Mona in the mix as a songwriter, and that that naturally brings a new vibe into everything. And we all love classic rock, so that was kind of obvious for us that we wanted to continue with that. But I think we managed to find like the perfect mix between old school classic rock and like modern pop music, basically. And I'm really happy with the sound that we have now.
Yeah, me too.
Were there any factors, be them inside and outside of the band, that changed and shifted what you initially set out to do?
I mean, the producer we had on this record is really important to the sound, and his name is Johan Randén. He's a great guitarist himself. He was a album recording fusion guitarist at the age of 11, so he's a musical genius, and he's had a huge impact on the songs, the songwriting, and also the sound. We wrote a lot of songs together with him, and he is a pop producer, so he brought a lot of interesting ideas to the table. And what if we mix this guitar riff with this sound to make it more interesting? All of these fresh ideas. And I think the question was if we changed the sound or anything. I think maybe I envisioned a sound that was more rough before we started working with him, and he tidied it up a bit. Like he removed everything unnecessary for the song. So, for example, there will only be one guitar track in stereo, so it's a riff. And if you remove everything that's unnecessary, you can the vocals can take up more space in the sound mix, and that makes it more modern. Because in pop songs, the vocals take a lot of space, and in rock music, historically the vocals are very low in the mix, and it's almost drenched in different guitar parts and whatever. I think it was more so on Thundermother, like the vocals are sometimes overwhelmed with a lot of things that's happening, and that's cool, of course, but he really inspired us to dare do this more like pop influenced production.
Was it easy to open your mind to those processes, to exploring those ideas, or did you find yourself quite resistant at first?
I think we ended up, I mean, we had some, you know, back and forth for sure,
Yeah.
you know, with the mixes and everything. But I mean, I think we draw him to the rock side and he drew us to the pop side, and I think we just ended up in the perfect like space in between that. But there were some discussions for sure on the way.
I had my fights with him for sure. I just remember this fun saying that I said to him in the studio. I was like, can you like equalize the guitar? I'm like the annoying guitarist. The guitarist always wants the guitar high, you know, it's really annoying. I know that about myself. But I asked, can you EQ the guitar so it's more stingy? And he said like, no, it's not possible because it's gonna interfere with the frequencies of the lead vocals. And I was like, okay, but then make it as stingy as possible and a little bit more. So it was so stupid, but I'm very happy with the mixes now. It's everything. That's about a good mixer, because if you're a really good sound engineer, you can make a mix where everything gets a lot of space and nothing interferes, and that's what it sounds like on this album.
It's incredible, and it does sound amazing. You nailed it before, Emily, with the fact that it has that classic rock vibes, but it is clearly coming from a very modernized place. So I want to ask you both individually, and starting with you, Emily, if you don't mind. For you overall, what was some of the more challenging aspects of making the record?
Good question. I mean, I guess there were like some, you know, to work with a new producer. I mean, as Mona mentioned, Johan, he is kind of a genius, and he hears immediately if something is gonna work or not. And you know, I think we all had our moments in the studio where he was never pleased. Like, no, do it again. No, we have to do one more. You know, we started off like, I mean, I guess I started recording the drums for the songs that I, you know, had the best feeling with, and we saved the more challenging songs to the end. And you know, at the end it was kind of like I almost lost my self-confidence in playing, but you know, in the end, I mean, he is super picky, but it was for the, you know, greater good for the album. But it was definitely challenging to, you know, play really, really tight and do everything really, really good. But that's also a challenge that I really enjoy to do.
I can picture the scene, as you say, if you have to repeat something over and over again, you'd start to doubt yourself whether or not you're capable of doing it. But then when you do it and nail it, like the boost must have been incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, I prefer to be the one that actually plays the songs instead of like, okay, you played okay, I can fix that after. No, I want it, of course, I wanted it to be like good from the beginning as well.
Yeah.
How about you, Mona? What was something that you found particularly challenging about creating the record?
I mean, it was very, very stressful because I played both the bass and the guitar on the record. So I had to record 5 songs a day. So the goal was to record like 3 songs bass and 2 songs guitar every day. But I was a little bit faster than that. But it was, you get really sore on the fingers. So I had to rest by playing more guitars, etc. Because the bass that really it like rubs the fingers, it rubs off the skin in some way. So that was a challenge, and it was stressful because every 3 minutes I had to like practice on the next song on bass, for example, so that I could record it in like 2 or 3 takes, because we had barely no time. It needed to be done really fast and effective. So that was a bit hard.
Yeah, Mona did like a great job in the studio. She had like, yeah, she worked really, really hard. And if I can just add like another challenge, the whole last year was to also stay in the, positive vibe, because we were going through a really hard time emotionally with everything that had happened, and to just like believe in the progress, because there will always be moments where you like, feel insecure about what you're doing, but that we 3 have had each other through this whole process, and that's been like the key for us, I think, because maybe I have a bad day, then Mona and Guernica are feeling stronger and they can like lift me up, and that's how we've kind of worked through the year.
The end result speaks for itself. It is Phoenix. It's a 15-track album, 16 if we include the acoustic, the wonderful acoustic version of Like a Phoenix, an album of anthems that draws from a wide spectrum of genres while being rooted in rock. It is a varied release, so I wanted to ask you, is it important for you as a group to showcase the variety in your sound and the differences that exist between the Gems and Thundermother?
Yeah, it was important because we have no discography as a new band. So maybe this record is a little bit all over the place, but at the same time, we needed a broad variety of songs in order to showcase what we are capable of. And the songwriting is also, when writing the songs, we had in mind to write different kind of songs so they can be put in different places. Like they can be put in a film, or they can be played at a heavy metal club. Songs that can be played and attract different people liking different kinds of rock. So and that's why we had an acoustic song also, because every band has an acoustic song, and if we put that out, people can imagine like how we would sound in an acoustic setting. And we do a lot of acoustic shows now and then also. So that was the plan behind the variety of the songs.
It does show when I use the word. Sorry?
Yeah. What was the other question?
To show the difference between the Gems and Thundermother.
Maybe Emlee can take
Yeah,
that.
I mean, for sure, we kind of early said that we would maybe take away the AC/DC influence, because just to make some kind of difference, because we love AC/DC, but we just felt like, we had done that for a couple of years, like a lot. So that was the only thing we actually said. But since we are 3 out of 4 members, like 75% from Thundermother, we obviously are gonna sound like Thundermother because we were Thundermother. What I think is that Thundermother is gonna go a different way now, sound-wise, with a new singer and everything. That's a new sound just with that. And yeah, as I mentioned before, like we have Mona with us now as a songwriter, and that also makes a difference. I think it has just happened naturally. The rest, the only thing we said was like, let's pause AC/DC for a while.
The Gems is its own thing. I cannot stress that enough to people. While, of course, the links are clear and that's not an issue, this is you breaking out and doing your own thing. And this album shows that you use the word a wide variety, seeing a wide variety of people listening to it. It is that varied release, diverse and accessible is the word I would want to use. Accessible to a wider group of people, which is only going to help you. So individually, starting with you, Emily, of all the tracks in the album, is there one in particular that hasn't been released yet as a single that you're particularly interested in hearing feedback on?
I mean, I really, you know, one of my favorites are Force of Nature. That's just a crazy song that we were really like creatively having fun with that song. And I just love how it turned out. And I really love to play the drums on that as well. It really keeps me busy, that one.
How about you, Mona? Is there a track that hasn't released yet that you're interested to see people's reaction to?
Ease Your Pain. But actually, I'm interested to hear what people think of the end of Undiscovered Paths into the interlude Maria song and Ease Your Pain. That partition of the album. Because I'm very proud of that myself. The whole feelings and the emotions we portray with only this instrumental interlude. I think it's really great. And yeah, Ease Your Pain, the big power ballad. I'm very curious to hear what people think.
Fantastic. Well, the reaction to the album so far, the singles that have been released and the general commenting online has been immensely positive. It's been really great to see, particularly, you know, the internet isn't always the most loveliest of places. Seeing all of that and seeing what you've seen so far, does that ease your mind in regards to how you think the full album may be received?
Yeah, I mean, in one way, yeah. I mean, when we released like a Phoenix, the first single in June, you know, that was kind of a first test to see how, you know, people would react. And I mean, we have been surprised of how much positive feedback we have gotten. You know, we were like prepared to also get, you know, some negative stuff as well, because that's the world. But I mean, it's so much more positive than negative. I have barely seen any negative comments at all. I know that we have some, but you know, we are just really overwhelmed and happy about that support. And yeah, it feels good, you know, about the album. But we also want to stay humble and, you know, stuff like that. But obviously we're hoping for the best, and we can't wait to get out and tour now and just like build this band back to where we kind of took off with the last one, you know, because we never planned to quit playing music. And we are really eager to get back on track.
Well, of course, it's not just the album release. There is the release party as well, release show in Stockholm. Obviously, that kind of refocuses your mind. You can focus on, great, the album's been released, but you've got the show to do as well. What's going to happen now? What are you particularly looking forward to about this show?
I think I might cry after the last song. So you can look forward to see me crying. But also we will have a tattoo artist and a rock DJ.
A proper party, amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, we're gonna play the full album live, like from beginning to end. I'm really excited about that. We have been rehearsing the whole thing with all the interludes, and we're gonna have Maria Järn with us on stage, the girl who plays violin on the record. And it's just that show is gonna be like really, really, really special. So I'm looking forward to that.
Fabulous way to start 2024 off. But of course, we've got to also momentarily look to the future. Now, I realize you're probably not going to be able to say too much about it. So I guess I just want to gauge your feelings on things. The rest of the year is the general plan and hope for the Gems to just be as busy as possible. Get out there and play as live whatever you can.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, we hope for that. We hope the album is gonna release a flood of offers. we had quite a few offers already, but as a new band, you need to have an album out, of course, to get booked for festivals, whatever. So we're just waiting patiently.
The future is looking super, super bright. Can't wait to see what comes next. A couple more minutes of your time. This is Ozzy Osbourne, and in his head are randomized cards of anything and everything, all in the name of fun, including submissions by other bands and artists. So I'm just going to pick a few out and ask you them. So we'll start with you, Emily. Do you believe life exists out there beyond us?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I mean, the universe is so big. It would be super weird if just planet Earth would have life on it. And there's so much out there that we haven't discovered. I mean, maybe it's not like the aliens that we're picturing it. Maybe it's just like little bugs on a planet full of sand.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I believe there's something. I just don't know what.
It seems logical that, as you say, it's likely there is something. So yeah, it'd be silly to dismiss it. Okay, Mona, what was the last TV show you binge watched?
It's a historical TV series, documentary series about the history of Sweden. So the Swedish history, like what people came here 5,000 years ago, how they lived, and then they go to the Iron Age, the Stone Age. Well, what were people doing then? And so they go through all the centuries and what happened on all the kings and how they fought, and the fucking Danish that came and fucked up everything on Gotland, and so that, yeah. Fun.
Oh, interesting. Back to you, Emily. What is a useless, inverted commas for useless, talent you have?
Useless talent. Mona, help me. Do I have a useless trick that my brain
you're really fast at like this card game where you need to like put your hand like.
Oh yeah.
I'm dreaming.
Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, maybe I am. That's kind of useless.
Okay. Mona, what is the most disgusting thing you've ever eaten?
I think maybe it's not the most disgusting thing, but I ate. We were playing at Mallorca at an all-inclusive resort, and I took a plate of seafood, and you had this like really long and blue clams. So the meat inside of those long clams, it looked like a worm, and I ate it, and it was full of sand, and like, it was so disgusting. It was like it laid around there for the whole buffet opening hours, I guess. So it was no, that was disgusting. Like eating a maggot full of sand and like things from the sea bottom. It was disgusting.
Did you ever find out what it was?
Yeah, I don't know what the name is, but you know, Emily, the clams that were really long and thin and a bit
Yeah,
bluish color.
I didn't go for that, so I don't remember, but yeah.
Good for you.
Seems like you made the right choice. Emily, what's the scariest thing you've ever experienced?
Oh, scary. These are fun but hard questions. I need to really think. I mean, I guess it was like, one of those moments where you're waiting for the bus really late, and there was like a bunch of, a group of guys coming to me and starting to being really like not nice, and that I got really scared that they were gonna follow me and rape me and stuff like that. So I get, one of those situations. Yeah, I guess the scariest thing I know is like other people, some other people, if they want to hurt me or murder me or rape me or stuff like that.
Mona, what is a recent experience that made you feel old?
I always feel old. Hearing 20-year-olds talk, and like I felt a bit old earlier today because I work at a university as a tutor. So I teach in courses there, like computer science courses. And when I assess students on their like submissions, I see all this social numbers, and they are born like 2009 and such things. It's like they are so young. I could like be their mother. I feel I work there, and they look very young, and they like mess around in the computer rooms, and yeah, I feel old every day that I work at my university.
Oh, you can't get away from that either.
No.
Okay, one more then for each of you. Emily, what is a meal you cook better than anyone else in the band?
I guess something vegetarian, because I'm a vegetarian.
Maybe like palak.
Yeah, palak paneer, but you're really good at cooking Indian food, Mona. I don't think I'm better than you doing that. But I would say I'm more of a baker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can do the best cakes in the band.
Oh, I love it, love it. And lastly, Mona, your happy place. Where is it?
What, my happy place?
Yeah, your happy place. Where is it?
I get very happy in the winter when it's really cold. I think it's because half of my mother is from like north of Sweden, so I feel really happy and at ease, like walking outside, looking out to the universe, and it's like minus 15 degrees Celsius, something really cold, but it's really dry. The air is really dry, and it's like crystals in the air. I really like that. And if you're really lucky, you can see the aurora, the northern light. Yeah, that's my happy place. But otherwise, it's at home. I like to be at home. I'm not a traveler, even though we tour a lot. But I'm really happy at home.
Well, fingers crossed then, as we move into 2024, that you're less happy because you're out on the road far too much, following the release, of course, of Phoenix on the 26th of January 2024 via Napalm Records. Emily, Mona, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. This was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website, where reviews, news, and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.